Okay, so from the last video, which is, well, basically the last wash race, which is, well, it was Miele versus Miele episode number 3, I realised that the Miele W916 did not have any draw lighting, which I'll demonstrate. As you can see, that light is supposed to be on, but for some reason it's not. So, obviously the machine is live for now, so I'll switch it off and unplug, just while I do the work. So I've already taken out all the torque screws, and I've already pretty much got started on this, but I will get to the rest of the screws, and then I'll show you exactly what I did to create this absolute masterpiece and what I'm going to do to hopefully repair it. So the very basic idea is a lot of lighting. Now this machine only has a singular connection on the 12 volt transformer. Originally it was for the dial lighting only, but I did it so then I could have draw lighting as well, which is that little LED there. So I haven't really shown it in too much detail, apart from, oh, I've just done it. So I guess I might as well open this up and see what has happened and also how I can fix it. The reason for there being dishcloths down the sides of the machines are vibration dampening because, yeah, Miele's are very shaky. Very rigid, but also very shaky. So that's that little thing there. A stick for something, and there's a little hose and pump filter that I've just attached, so I can open it like so. And if I just go ahead and feed this wire up and over the ring light, you'll be able to see the lighting job across the top here. Now I don't know if these wires have shorted. They most likely have, due to some reason or another. So perhaps if I just take them off each other, it might just work again, which is the goal, hopefully. Now obviously, as you can see, the internals of this machine are relatively well built. Well, not exactly relatively, but in fact very well built. But the upside is basically modification. I guess they set themselves up for this, which I think is really cool. So I'm going to shut the door now on the front panel to basically have continuity through to the LED, and then I'll give it a quick test and hopefully, nope, the light doesn't work. So that's not very good. So I think it might have shorted itself, which is not very fun for an extended period of time as well, which certainly does not seem like a very good thing. So what I'm going to do is detach it, and it's only super glued on, so I can just snap it off like so. And if I pull all this out, obviously you can see my quite terrible wiring job, but still it works. If I just pull this so then I can pull the wires through, I'll be able to very easily detach this LED from its wires, or relatively simply detach it from its wires. So that's one out, so we just let that go, and here's another. Now it doesn't really matter about having any kind of sort of little thing to think about the wiring, because I can tell that that is the resistor wire. So that is positive right there, and it's a singular wire. So I'll just let that go. This is the potentially burned out LED. Now I will go and get another one. I will return, and I'll keep going with this. See you in a minute. Okay, so I've just turned up with a brand new LED. So instead of the usual white LED, I am actually going to be doing a blue LED, which I think is going to be very cool. So what I will do is, I think I might be able to nab a tiny bit of tape off one of my connections. If not, it doesn't really, actually no, it doesn't really matter. It's probably the reason why they're shorted. I haven't put any tape on any of the wires through to the LED basically, apart from on the main supply and over the top of the resistor, so that's why they've shorted essentially. So what I'll do is I'll pick a little bit of tape off, don't need much, and I'll just make sure to insulate one of the two wires, because I don't need to do both necessarily. Well, even though it's most likely preferable to do both, I think I'll only do one. That should be enough tape there. Obviously there's still enough to cover that connection, so I have a tiny bit of tape, a very nice blue LED to hook onto the single connector here. Actually, I'll have to feed the LED through first. So I'm just gonna, actually no, I think I'll be able to possibly push it through if I just widen that hole slightly. As there is obviously a hole for the LED to go through too. If I just get something, I'll be able to make it bigger with. Just give me a minute. Nothing works better than a flattened screwdriver. So if I put that in the hole and turn it around quite a bit, obviously put some extra plastic on the floor, yay. And I'm just getting it to got a reasonable diameter there. So the LED should go through now. Yeah, it fits through fine, which is nice. So what I'll do is I will now add it on to the line. So that's mains, well, DC in through a resistor. 12 volts goes through a resistor and comes out as about 1.5, so that's how it should work, and it does work quite well. I've had very minimal issues with them, with the lighting. Right, so if I just put that in like that, and then obviously put the wire, the bit of tape on, wrap a little piece of tape around, and just press it so it's secure. That prevents most of the shorting that would usually occur. And then the other line can go on quite easily as well. All you have to do is wrap it around, put it down, and it's on quite securely there. So what I will now do is push the wires together, put the LED on. No, because they'll short, actually. So if I just put the LED on like that, I hope I don't snap any of the wires, because that'd be a nightmare. I always end up snapping some wires on LEDs for some really annoying reason. Sometimes whenever I do these jobs. So now, if I just push that wire over, we should be on there quite securely. Put it on like that. No, they'll short again. This is the small problem with doing this. Now we're good. Yeah, that'll work. So now, oh, dang it. Fuck. There. But that'll block the draw, which is the annoying bit. So now if I just have that like that and push it up to there where the original bit of super glue is up there, that should work. So now I'll have my super glue. And put a very tiny dab up at the top. It's all coming out, yay, because that's what happens now with super glue. It all loves to come out. So now I'm able to just push that up and hold it there for a sec. I'll put it in the corner. Ah, that hasn't really worked. I'll need a bit more. So So if I hold that to the top, it should just, in fact if I just get a tiny bit of water from the door seal on it, it should just set that super glue in place, because that's what it does basically. So if I just nip off a bit of water from the door seal and place it onto the super glue, actually does cure it in place for some weird reason. No clue why, it just happens to. And now I've got to hold it still. Oh, you're not cure. Damn it. Right. So now, hopefully, we should have a very cool blue light. And we do. Which actually looks insane. That looks absolutely ridiculous. So that's a very cool little lighting job. So, now I guess it's time to put the machine back together, I suppose. Oh, obviously once I clean up this bit of wiring, you put it up at the top, see how they're insulated. Or mostly. Well, they actually all are insulated. And I'm not going to do the other dial lighting. Oh my god. And it's come undone again. This is what genuinely does annoy me about this. It would be very, very nice if you would just go on your hicking frick. A little bit more then. This is getting annoying, this, but I will keep going because I never seem to back down for any reason, basically. going to do is actually put the machine back together. Even though that's not exactly sucked down properly, I don't really care about it. It will eventually go down over time. So pull out that little thing for vibration dampening. It does work as well. Bottom end in first, and of course top end goes in next. I think that's cured it in there now. So obviously the next thing to do is to tighten it down. Low battery, 20%. 15%. Yay. Okay, so that's that. Time to put the whole machine back together then. So, 3 bolts, which are all, well, there's 3 Torx, T20 Torx screws at the top in the drawer housing. One there, and one in there. So now, if I just do that up a bit more, that's that. So now I get onto the 10mm bolts. I managed to strip the thread on this hole so the bolt just goes straight in. Don't ask, it's just me being a moron and slightly over tightening them when this machine was faulty. So I'll just put them on for now, hand tightening, and then use the ratchet for the rest of the way. Now of course you don't really need them that tight. Basically near to sort of your hand tightness to be about right, but I do them a bit more as my machines obviously don't get opened up that often, and I'd rather them just be shut for obviously kept closed. So I tighten the bolts up a bit more, but I've over tightened that one far too many times. That's that. There goes a flattened screwdriver. We've got the little hose in the bottom. Shut the pump filter. Shut the door. I'm keeping the drawer out tonight. Secondary testing of the lighting in 3, 2, 1. That's the second version, which looks very, very cool. It's going through its little shades of violet now, which I do think looks very cool. Now, obviously it's flickering and it looks ridiculously dark, but actually it is lighting up the room quite decently. It's just this, if I'm able to put the camera brightness up a little bit. Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, so it's flickering, of course. So that's that. So obviously it's completely finished. I can put the machine back in, which I will do. So I suppose, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.